Hi friends, welcome back. And today we are going to discussing about our new playlist called database testing. Okay, MySQL. I'm going to start for the new playlist for that. Okay, and here I'm going to explain you complete and testing for that. Okay, and first of all, what is database? And we need to understand that. Okay, database is nothing but to storing the information or any kind of data. Okay, means it is storing something inside the data. How database will be a look? Database basically it will look from like this to like this. Okay, and it's like we can say this from here to here, like one kind of ball. Okay, and here it will store for entire information. This is one of the database. Okay, and all the things it will store inside that database. Okay, and any data if you want reuse you can able to reuse it. How you can able to reuse? Say any front end application like this. Okay, and you can register user, or you can save the address, or you can buy any items from the e-commerce application. Okay, and that all the information it is stored into here. Okay, any application you can take for Flipkart or Amazon. Okay, they are storing your information, and what are the history you can able to show the past buy history you want, what are the items you have bought, that all the things you want to see. That moment you are clicked, and then they will take your ID, and then based upon the ID they can able to store entire information from there to here. Okay, they will create for you one particular profile, and that particular profile having for some set of data related. And maybe you'll get one more question. Each user they'll create a profile? No. Okay. They basically the things will be a come under different. Means there are tables and rows and columns will be there, and based upon that, that particular information stored into that particular place. If Flipkart having different data sets and different data tables, okay? And each table have representation of unique IDs. That unique ID based upon that they will create some relations, and they can store into a information into that particular location. Okay, how they can able to use a sample wise if you say, right? Now imagine this is one kind of table. Okay, in this particular table there are planned for user one column base. Okay, like this they can columns, and rows will be a separate. Okay, and in this particular place if they want for user, and you can create for user ID, and the name they can create one more column, and they can able to create for password but purpose and change password. Okay, and also history one particular line. Okay, in this cell what will happen, and the entire history like how many years byte and the specific data and all they can able to store in this particular location. By using this particular location their data will be stored, right? And this specific history they can create another table, and there they can able to create because it's a unique ID. They can't store for everything here, right? Just they can able to refer this history table, and there they can able to access from this particular location, and they can able to showcase into the front end application. Like this it will be a process. Okay, this is completely like a storing the data and retrieving in data. Database is nothing but storing into the data and retrieving the data to showcase in the front end side. Storing, and they can able to enter front end, and that entire information they can store into a database. And same thing, if the user want to see, then again they can view and they can show to front end. Okay, this is called a database. Okay, and another section like a DBMS. I hope you got what is database. Okay, and second one is DBMS. Database management system. Okay, database management system. Database management system. It is a one kind of uh, software. So anything if you want to use that entire things like tables and rows and everything, right? For doing all this, you require a software to do the actions, right? For this, DBMS will give you the software. Okay, there is a one software. What software can do? A software that store the data in a database in a organized way, and to make easier to create, a delete, or update, or retrieving any kind of data from the database. What kind of database we have available in our market? There is a MySQL and Oracle's, okay, MongoDBs, etc. Okay, there are so many databases are presented in a market. By using that, we can able to create a data and we can delete the data, we can alter the data, we can retrieve the data, we can update the data. All the actions we can able to do by using for database management system software. Okay, and another one is we have data models. Okay, these data models have a different approaches. Okay, data models, and data models, it is a related to data is connected to each other and store inside the database. Anything they can able to store connected and they can store into a database. This is called data modules, and data modules have different approaches. Okay, we'll see what are the things we have. And we have for hierarchical model, and we have network model, and we have entry relationship model, and we have relational model. Okay, and what is hierarchical model? What is a hierarchical model? Hierarchy model is a type of data model. Hierarchy model is a type of data models, okay, that organize the data in a tree format. Okay, tree kind of structure they can create. A tree is nothing but you can see, right? Roots to we can able to hierarchy format like leaves, it will go small hierarchies, it will be a created. Okay, that all the things it will be a, under a format. See, now you can see there is a hierarchy. You can one particular head. Okay, for this head again we have separated like a CEO. You can able to CEO have some different kind of managers. Okay, for these managers again each manager has separate employees. Okay, separate employees. Okay, and each employee can able to, in one manager cannot, or one employee cannot have multiple, but they can able to sit one single manager. They can able to transfer to another managers. Okay, now this particular location you can see this is a tree format, chaining format of concept we can able to say. Okay, this is a hierarchical format of structure. Okay, and here each relationship between the parent and child relationship, similar format of this will be presented. Okay, here basically key feature wise if we say that parent and child relationship between relationship between the records. Each records has one parent and potentially many children will be having. Okay, means one particular this basically it is a parent and child concept, and one parent can have multiple children, right? Similar format it will be a same, a structure of a tree. The structure reassemble in the tree with the root and top variation levels of nodes, breadth, it will be a presented similar format. Okay, and data is accessed by navigating through the hierarchy starting from the root and node down and the leaves. We can able to transfer like this. Then only we can able to understand for that. Okay, and another one is network model. Network model is a type of database, and that is extension of hierarchical model. Is a network model is an extension of hierarchical model. Unique the hierarchical model where each children record has only one parent. That network model allows to each record to have multiple parents and children's record. This create a more flexible and complex structure other comparing to the graphs of where the entire data interconnected in a network like. Okay, similar format only, but the only a different here you can able to see. Now this is the header, okay, and another one and another one, okay, and he's having for one, and they can able to create for this, okay. Each things can have for immediate one, but one parent have for two children, but two these two children having for one single particular one. Okay, example like some movies or some books, authors, they are created some books, right? They can write for off of that unexpected, maybe they expired or something they happen. Okay, after that, off of the amount of completion, another author can pick and they can able to complete remaining book, right? The similar concept of we can able to say network also. Okay, the simplest way if we say. And entity relationship model also the similar format. It's a framework, a conceptual like framework used in the database design. It represents the data and it a relationship using the entities. Entities is nothing but like objects, okay, and the relationship between them. The ER model, and after using design visualize a database code or actual implementation. Okay, it was introduced in the Patter chain in 1976. They introduced this entity relationship model. Okay, this model is basically a student course they are picking, right? The similar format you can able to say. Uh, Simplest way if you say, now there is a student. Okay, he is having some students and he has some course and professor. Okay, and each student have student ID and course ID and professor ID and name and course names, right? When teacher want to teach something and they can able to see that and book IDs, but student can able to after enrolling that entire course they can able to see which professor and which source ID, course ID and everything they can able to interlink with this particular pattern. Okay, it will give you a rich way of using. Okay, one to many and one to many or many to many or one to one, like this entity will be created. This is a best way to creating for that. Okay, and here what entity can we do, right? Entity is the concept, like entity is an object, we can say for object, or we can say person, or we can say for place, or we can say any kind of stored data stored place. Okay, anything you can able to see. Okay, Each entity is a representation as a rectangle ER diagram. Okay, rectangle kind of uh, diagram. Okay, entity set is basically entity set. Okay, entity set is a collection of similar entities. For example, all the employer, all the students, collection for that. Okay, attributes is a property. Attribute is a property of entity, property or character of property, an entity. For example, like employee may have attributes such as name, employee ID, address. Those things we can able to say. A property can have for different entities, right? And the relationship like a representation of associative between the entities, we can able to association for that particular relationship for that particular one, like employer department example for, okay, employee which department, like you can say now students and professor we are discussing, right? When you say the professor, what kind of professor? As a mathematician or computer or civil engineer, what kind of person? Okay, professor is related to IT. Then computer section. Okay, this is a computer. Then the computer is belongs to IT department. Okay, this professor is IT department. Like this, they can able to divide. And students also see that ITT students they are like they're pointing for that, this kind of relationship they can able to represent this kind of things. Okay, and one-on-one meaning like they can able to create one instant of entity is associated with the one instant of another entity. One to many, they can able to one particular associated entity, they can able to associate another entities, many of them, many to many, like this they can able to do by using this particular entity one. Okay, and we have for another one which is a relational model. Okay, a relational model is nothing but uh, is a kind of database model. The relation model is a database model, and the concept of tables and rows format. Oh, sorry, 1 second. We have yeah, we have relationship concept also. I forgot. Sorry. Relationship is they basically they can able to between the students and course, they can able to enroll for both the things and they can able to integrate. Okay, and a entity relationship model is basically to model is one of the most widely used method for database design and is a fundamental of foundation of the relationship database like SQL, PostgreSQL. They can able to understand for it. Okay, and relationship is basically uh, model is basically it's one kind of table formats. Okay, tables format. In this tables, each table can have columns and rows. Okay, they can store in the columns and rows format. It is fundamental foundation of the most modern database systems such as MS SQL. You can take Postgres or SQL servers, any kind of servers you can take. They are all are using for this format only. And also each one they can able to query by using for SQL. SQL is structured query language. Okay, they can able to form for that. Okay, this concept is like a table. A table is collection of rows and columns. Each table represent an entity like a student or course, employees, or salaries, or students, subjects. Like that, we can able to take. Columns representation of the characters of entity. uh, if you say students, now student need some entity that character representation of the column. student ID, student name, student address, which department and what subjects it is there, how many marks passed. Like this, we can able to say. Okay, and these all the things they can able to create a primary key and foreign key and relationship. Okay, what primary key and foreign keys, and we can able to learn depth information in the coming sessions. Okay, normal way I can explain here now. Primary key is a column or set of columns in a table that uniquely identify each row. Okay, we can able to say primary key, we can able to use that particular one. Okay, and foreign key is a column one table that refer to the primary key in another table established in the relationship between the tables. If you establish in between the two tables, like a student and course table is there, okay, you want to establish the relationship between these two table, and then we can able to use this foreign key relationship. This way we can able to integrate with these two tables, and we can able to reuse that into our front end side. Okay, and we have for relationships and all we are discussing, right? Basically, a student or relationships is basically the student can able to enroll a multiple course, and multiple courses have multiple student enrolls. This representation by the enrollment tables, and where each record shows the student is to enroll the courses, and they can able to use it. And mostly this particular relationship, what will happen that simplicity and flexibility and data integrity, it will give that. Okay, data integrity is nothing but primary and foreign key relationship, and flexibility is nothing but we can able to uh, queried anything like by using for SQL, and simply we can able to understand the data is stored in a table format by using the rows and columns. Okay, and very important topic that we are going to discussing like RDBMS. RDBMS, it is a relational database management system. Okay, this is basically we have seen the relationship, right? The same one. Okay, but that and here is like this is a type of database management system, and it is used to relational model to orientate the data in a table where data is stored in a rows and columns format. This RDBMS provides a systematic way of, sorry, managing and querying a large amount of structured data. Okay, so querying a large amount of structured data. They are also offering the features like integrity and security and consequency controllers. Relationship model is basically a mathematical concept and designed to provide the flexibility and powerful way of managing the data using the tables. They are provide for some relation using for mathematical operations, and they can able to create the primary key and foreign key relationship for the tables to connecting each other, and they can able to give the quick way. Okay, and security, this RDBMS will provide for security as well. And normalization is nothing but data is organized in a reduced for uh, reduce the redundancy, and which help to effectively store the data in particular places. If we say most of the people's like e-commerce application, financials, healthcare, or laboratory systems, they are using for books to store their entire information, right? They can also can use for RDBMS, and they can able to store the data into a database. Okay, this is all about for introduction about the database and all the things. Okay, we can see in the next video session. Okay, thank you for watching, and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.